Hello, and welcome to the Dead Air Dudes. I'm Izzy.
I'm Raka. Hello, Dead Air Nation.
Hello,
Welcome back.
Dead Air Nation. Welcome back, one and all, as we have another movie review for you guys. We're going to go back into the horror genre, as we so like to do. And what we're doing today?
Today we're going to do a film from 2018 titled Mandy. Mandy features Nicolas Cage, amongst others, a small cast, directed and written by Panos Cosmatos. Hope I got that right.
And Aaron Stewart on. It's a co-production of the United States and Canada. Quick synopsis. The film follows Red Miller, Nicolas Cage, as he takes revenge on a hippie cult who murdered his wife. It premiered at the 2018 Sundance Film Festival on January 19th and was theatrically released on September 14th, 2018. It was produced without originality, Cage's performance, Cosmatos' direction, and the action sequences. It is one of the last films scored by Icelandic composer Jóhann Jóhannsson, who died in February 2018. The film is dedicated to him.
Absolutely.
End. So
good shit.
Now that we know that, another little tidbits. Budget was $6 million. The box office gross was $1.4 million. But that's besides the point because it wasn't made, to be a box office hit. Emphasis on horror art film. Take it away, Rocco.
All right, so setting is somewhere near the Shadow Mountains in 1983, so it's kind of a throwback movie where Red Miller, Nicolas Cage, lives with his girlfriend, artist Mandy Bloom, in a cabin near the lake.
I'm watching
he's a lumberjack, I believe.
Yeah, I'm watching the movie, and I know his name was Red up until, towards the end. I'm like, what's his name? I had to look it up.
In the beginning, you get the vibe that he's a bit of a loner. He possibly has some demons, but he's totally in love and totally happy being in his wilderness, removed from society, and with his chick, right? That's the vibe you get. And then all hell breaks loose because of this cult, biker gang, or whatever you want to call them.
Like a hippie cult, kind of like, fun fact, it was Cosmatos. It was patterned loosely after Manson.
Really?
Yeah, loosely. In the way that he's a failed musician and, stuff like and they use LSD and drugs, psychedelic drugs and stuff like that. But
this would be the Children of the New Dawn.
Children of the New Dawn.
Led by Jeremiah Sand.
Played expertly by Landis Roach, who you've seen in the original Law and Order. He played one of the district attorneys, and he also played the King of Wessex in Vikings. Also.
Excellent references there.
Well,
all right, so without further ado, the Jeremy Sand is struck by Mandy's beauty. He wants her. He wants her for some crazy stuff, not to be revealed until later. Yeah. And then at night, one of his henchmen, Brother Swain, Deborah Swan, whatever the hell's his name, they go out to where they live, and he summons his group, Black Skulls, by blowing on a horn.
He blows on a horn. Yeah. No, all right.
That was a great scene.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know it was coming.
We're understating it because in between all this, I do give credit to the director, Panos Cosmatos, because it's beautifully shot, colorful, freaking crazy looking. I mean, it's all kinds of stuff going on. You're like, what the hell's going on? And everything is really, really,
The cinematography is excellent.
Yes, 100%. The music is good, And yeah, so this whole thing fits in when he blows on the horn and some demon bikers show up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I thought we were watching a remake to Night of the Comet, but here we go, and this is where shit gets real.
Yeah,
they break into the house.
Yeah, this is about the 20 something, almost 30-minute mark at this point, where
they break into the house. They drug Mandy with some LSD and some crazy venom shit from a black wasp or a giant spider, whatever the hell it was, and they inject her with it, and they present her to Sand, Jeremiah Sand, and Sand tries to seduce her with some kind of music and some freaky psychedelic. This is the part of the movie where I sit back and I go, okay, we got some Manson-esque kind of freaky drug thing going on. I'm bearing myself for the worst, and I'll be quite honest. I didn't expect what was coming. What was coming was damn twisted, and in a way, as a writer, some people go, well, I would have not even thought of that. That's wicked evil shit. And so what they end up doing after a long drawn out torture, and she spurs his advances, if you will, despite being drugged up.
No, she spurred his advances. She starts laughing and cackling and mocks the crap out of him. That turns his adoration for her into pure hatred, and says, all right, okay, fine. To the point that it almost brings him to doubt himself. But then he gets all in his own feelings, comes out, and then
should we say it? Should we say it and spoil it for the fans, or would you say that she was done in?
Well, everybody knows it's a revenge movie. I mean, spoilers. I mean,
all right. The highlight of the whole movie.
We're not gonna say how they kill her. You guys gotta watch the movie. How about that?
Fuck it. Let's just say it.
All right.
They stab Nicolas Cage. They make him watch in horror as they bag his girl Mandy, tie her up.
Cage is also tied up at this point. He's tied up outside the shack or the shed or something outside the house.
And he stabs. He's forced to watch as they bag his girl, hoist her up, and light her on fire. He has to watch his only love in life get burned to a crisp.
Yes, actually.
And then they proceed to beat the living daylight out of him again, and then they leave. And they leave him with the ashes of his girl.
They leave him for dead, basically. But he was going to be stabbed.
Yeah, and he's all fucked up. Now, as you know then, okay, plot is set, and he gathers himself. I think he has a friend or somebody who fills him in on who these people are.
I mean, he wakes up, he goes his whole, I mean, it's like no joke. It's fantastic and hilarious at the same time when he, I guess, gets his rage on and he, gets the bottle, gets in the bathroom or the kitchen or whatever. He gets the bottle, the vodka or whatever, and he's pouring on himself. He's laughing and screaming and drinking it and choking on himself, and it's freaking great.
He loses it.
Yes, he does lose it.
The only semblance of rationale left is for him to go gather resources from his buddy, find out more dirt on who these people are, with who these biker gang is, who killed his wife, who brutally killed her in this fashion, and seek all-out revenge. From this point forward, it gets gory, slashy, violent, visceral. Good. All good stuff. Obviously, I'm not going to just tell you everything, but in the not easiest path, he does exact revenge and he kills everybody.
I mean, the funniest thing, or not so much funny, but the interesting part of this movie is that it's almost two movies in one. That the beginning you have this surrealistic love affair, not love affair, but a love story, and the abrupt change to the revenge movie, to the gore fest that comes right after. It's pretty cool. It's a cool dynamic. You know what I mean? So much so that I do believe the actual credits for the movie Mandy pop up like around this time. Like the movie starts and you don't see the credits up until he loses it, and then you see Mandy, which is pretty cool.
Yes. Now the movie ends, and the lights flick on, and I sit back, and here we go. I've enjoyed and been entertained by watching the horror, the slasher, the blood and guts.
Yes.
That's my speed, baby. That's right up my alley. But as also a movie critic, I felt lacking. To me, there's not at all that much character depth. There's not another dimension to this. It's a pretty straight line, one-dimensional, character-driven plot. Vengeance.
That is
it acted well? Yeah. You know, would I've liked more? Absolutely. Look, guys, we reviewed VFW, right? Yeah, it's revenge. It's noble. It's old vets doing the noble thing and staking out. But there was depth. There was depth in every character in there. You got at least a little snippet of who they are, where they came from. They're a brotherhood. Maybe things they've done in the past. You got a little bit of it. What'd you get out of this?
It's a love story.
And we're just buying the love story from the first 5 minutes. You know, again, you could have thrown something else, a memorabilia, snap emotion, a flashback.
Let me just read off, some of the nominations it had. I'm not even saying win. Nominations. Alliance of Women Film Journalists. And this is a bad one. Most egregious age difference between the lead and love interest. The Austin Film Critics Association, best score, best stunts, best original.
No, score is actually the second best part of the movie.
Best cinematography, best film, best actor, best director of the Fangoria Chainsaw Award, of course. I mean, go on and on. I mean, it's actually one of for a movie of this ilk. It is actually considered a tour de force, I suppose. Now, do I agree with that? Not really. Obviously, we know you don't agree with that.
I mean, spoiler alert, best part of the movie is the chainsaw battle.
I mean, bottom line, Rotten Tomatoes give it a 90. It's 90% fresh.
Yeah, I'll go on record as I disagree with Rotten Tomatoes 9 out of 10 times.
So,
I understand what they do. I understand what kind of rating system they have. I understand what kind of gathering information system that they have. But sorry, Rotten Tomatoes, you yourself is a Rotten Tomato.
Wow. You know what I think? I think they made this movie to appease the people who do not like horror movies, while also trying to appeal to the horror hounds. You know what I mean? Like they thought they throwing in this love interest, throwing in, a couple lovey-dovey moments where he says he wants to be Galactus, whatever the hell he said, and that kind of, I think she was more one-dimensional than he was. I mean, he was, at least he had his motivation. I mean, whatever, but she was like, I thought she was a crazy, weird chick,
Oh, they're meant for each other.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Well, with that said and done, guys, it's time to get to the card, please, and opening my card.
Machinations and the idea of Jeremiah and everything. was that kind of fell flat. And honestly, when you talk about the gore, I expected a hell of a lot more. I've seen movies that that have gore, freaking better deaths. Anyway, all right. What do you
Shall
get?
I open the card? Okay, I'm opening the envelope, and the Rock of Camp scores it. Stale popcorn.
Wow.
Lacking in butter, probably 2 days old, kind of chewy. I, for what they do well, they did well. Score, gore, visual. What they didn't do well, they did not do well at all. Because of that, I can't really give it the average score for the main reason that with the composer, director, actor, I expected more.
Well,
When my expectations are set that high, you're getting ready for that nice bottle. You heard so much about it. You pop it open. The sound is beautiful. It's crisp. You pour it. It's got a nice amber color. Great head. You smell it. It's there, and you drink it. You're like, oh, it's piss. Oh, no, unacceptable.
Would you like to be alone?
I am always alone. Anyway, I'm sorry to say, it's one of it. Don't take me, don't translate this as being the worst movie made ever. It's gotten a low, below average score for myself because I expected more. You, sir.
Okay, look, I did not hate it as much as Rocka did. I give it a slightly above average score. I mean, because for what it did well, it did great. And I understand where the director was going with it. And me being a Nicolas Cage fan,
Same here.
I had a little more,
expectation.
Expectations for it to be good.
Which is why it hurts. It hurts more. It's like a high fail for me, not a low fail. Not somebody who misspelled their name.
But I think you're punishing him for punishing the movie because you expected more instead of taking the movie for what it is. For me, it's just it's butter. It's popcorn with salt. I mean, okay. Want some popcorn with some salt on it.
Thanks for expanding on the.
Like the slightly fractured thumb,
Don't go hitchhiking with that, baby.
No, you cannot go hitchhiking with that, baby. So basically,
well, to wrap it up, Izzy gives it a slightly above average. I give it a slightly below average, which makes it average.
Yeah.
Broken thumb.
So
broken thumb. And for all you guys out there who knows what I'm talking about, you can't do much with a broken thumb. All right.
So bottom line, if you could watch it for free, watch it. But I would say do not pay $2.99. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200, and don't get Shudder just to watch this movie.
Do not watch it. How about that? All right, I'm Raka.
I'm Izzy.
For Dead Air Dudes Nation, be kind and rewind. And remember, always,
Save the whales. Take care, everybody.